It started small. A little more complaining, a little less patience, a few more, "What's the point?" and "They don't care anyway." You didn't notice it at first. Because aging isn't loud. It sneaks in through habits, quiet choices, ways you show up or stop showing up. And then one day you wonder, who have I become? Let's get one thing clear. This video is not about shaming anyone. It's about naming what no one talks about, but everyone feels. Because as we age, some habits creep in. Not because we're bad, but because we're tired, lonely, wounded, and no one told us what to watch out for. So today, we're naming 12 ugly things seniors often do as they age. Things that quietly shrink your spirit, push people away, or dim your light. But we're also going to talk about why they happen, how to recognize them, and how to gently shift one day at a time. You deserve to grow old with dignity, not defeat. Let's begin. Crossmark ugly habit number 1. You complain more than you realize. Joe is 73. He's smart, funny, kind, but his daughter visits less often now. Why? Because every conversation begins with a complaint. The weather, the neighbors, the price of milk, the world in general. He doesn't mean harm, but his need to express turned into a habit of bitterness. Light bulb, why this happens. As we age, we lose control over many things. Complaining becomes a way to feel power, but it also pushes others away. And often, complaining isn't about what we say, it's about what we no longer process inwardly. Yellow circle, what you can do. Try a 2-minute gratitude pause before every phone call. End every complaint with, "But here's one good thing today." If no one asks for your opinion, ask them something instead. It's not about silencing yourself. It's about shifting from noise to connection. Sparkle's deeper truth. People don't avoid you because of your age. They avoid the heaviness you carry out loud, and you can change that today. Crossmark ugly habit number 2. You criticize the young and call it wisdom. Sarah is 77. She loves her grandson. But every time he visits, she says things like, "Back in my day, we didn't need phones. You kids are too soft. You don't know how to work hard." And every time, he smiles less. Light bulb, why this happens. Criticism often hides grief. For a world that's changing too fast. For a feeling of irrelevance. For being left out of conversations. So we lash out, under the disguise of just being honest. But honesty without empathy? That's judgment. Yellow circle, what you can do. Ask instead of advise. What do you love about this? Share stories, not lectures. When I was your age, I struggled with. Replace "you don't" with "tell me how you see it." Let the next generation surprise you, the way you once surprised your elders. Sparkle's deeper truth. Respect isn't earned through criticism. It's sustained through curiosity. And curiosity never gets old. Ugly habit number 3. You stop caring how you look and start disappearing. Marion is 81. She used to wear earrings every day, put on lipstick, comb her hair with care, not for anyone else, for herself. But after her husband died, she let it go. No more makeup, no more perfume, no more color. She said, "Why bother? No one's looking anyway." But here's what she didn't realize. It wasn't about who was looking. It was about whether she still saw herself. Light bulb, why this happens. When you lose people, routines, or purpose, your sense of identity fades too, and slowly, the mirror becomes something you avoid. Not out of shame, out of absence. But appearance isn't about vanity. It's about presence. Yellow circle, what you can do. Choose one signature: red scarf, gold earrings, fresh haircut. Get dressed every morning, even if you're not going anywhere. Take a photo of yourself once a week and smile. You don't have to be young, you just have to be here. Sparkle's deeper truth. The day you stop showing up for yourself is the day the world starts forgetting you're still here. And you are. So show them. Crossmark ugly habit number 4. You wait for the phone to ring, but never call first. Frank is 76. He has 2 sons, 4 grandkids, and a niece who adores him. But he complains that no one calls anymore. So he asked, "When was the last time you called them?" He paused, shrugged, said, "I don't want to bother them." But silence works both ways. And pride? Pride builds the loneliest walls. Light bulb, why this happens. Many seniors feel forgotten, left out, like a burden. So instead of reaching out, they retreat, and then blame others for the silence. But most people, especially younger ones, don't know how much you need that call. So you have to make the first move. Yellow circle, what you can do. Schedule check-in Tuesdays. Call one person each week. Don't wait for long talks. Leave a short voicemail. Send a photo, a joke, or a memory. Open the door. Connection isn't about who calls first. It's about who cares enough to reach out. Sparkle's deeper truth. Your phone isn't just a tool. It's a bridge. And every bridge takes someone willing to cross first. Let it be you. Ugly habit number 5. You tell the same negative story again and again. Elaine is 79. She has a sharp mind, a dry wit, a big heart. But every time someone visits, they hear the same story. How her sister betrayed her in 1983. How her neighbor stole a parking spot in 2004. How her boss in 1976 never respected her. She doesn't tell these stories for drama. She tells them because they've become her identity. And over time, those stories aren't just what she remembers, they're all that remains. Light bulb, why this happens. After 60, the brain prioritizes emotionally charged memories, especially the painful ones, especially when we don't make new ones. And when life becomes smaller, the past becomes louder. But reliving the same hurt isn't healing. It's reopening the wound. Yellow circle, what you can do. Write down your big stories. Then burn them. Tell the story once, then ask yourself, what have I created since then? Replace an old hurt story with a present moment ritual. Try this. I used to be the woman who was betrayed. Now I'm the woman who makes beautiful soup every Sunday. Sparkle's deeper truth. You are not just what happened to you. You are what you continue to choose. Let the story grow, or let it go. Crossmark ugly habit number 6. You stop learning new things. David is 82. He used to play piano, fix radios, read mystery novels. Now, he watches the same TV shows, sits in the same chair, talks about the same things. He says, "My brain just isn't what it used to be." But the truth is, he stopped feeding it. Light bulb, why this happens. After retirement, many people feel they've done their part. They deserve rest. And that's true. But the brain doesn't stop growing unless you stop using it. Neuroplasticity doesn't retire. And curiosity doesn't expire. Yellow circle, what you can do. Pick one new thing per month. A recipe, a plant, a word in another language, a type of music you've never heard. Use your hands daily. Draw, cook, garden, fix. Talk to someone younger. Ask them to teach you something. The goal isn't mastery. It's movement. Sparkle's deeper truth. A still mind is not a peaceful mind. It's a shrinking one. And you are still alive, which means there is still more to discover. Let's pause here. Have any of these habits felt too familiar? Not just like something they do, but something you've caught yourself doing even quietly? Breathe. This is not about blame. This is about awareness. Because the older we get, the easier it becomes to say, "This is just who I am." But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a survival mask, and maybe it's time to set it down. Crossmark ugly habit number 7. You push people away before they can leave you. Ruth is 74. Her daughter visits less often now, not because she doesn't care, but because Ruth meets her with, "Why are you late? You only come when you need something. Don't do me any favors." She doesn't mean to be harsh. She's just scared, because every visit could be the last, and it hurts more to hope than to hide, so she distances herself to stay in control. Light bulb, why this happens. Abandonment, even imagined, is terrifying in old age. So we push first, criticize first, retreat first, because if we choose the distance, it won't sting as much. But it does. It always does. And it confuses the people who still want to love us. Yellow circle, what you can do. Practice saying, "I'm glad you came," even if they're late. Keep a visit book. Write down a sweet thing from every visit. Instead of, "Why haven't you called?" say, "I love hearing from you. Can we talk more often?" Let people come close, even if it's scary. Especially if it's scary. Sparkle's deeper truth. Love is not safe. But walls don't keep pain out. They keep love out. And you deserve both. Love and risk. Crossmark ugly. Habit number 8. You make everything about you. George is 78. When his granddaughter tells him she's stressed at work, he replies, "Try living on a fixed income." When his neighbor mentions a surgery, he says, "At my age, I've had 3 worse than that." He doesn't mean to hijack the conversation. He just feels unseen. And so he inserts himself anywhere he can. Light bulb. Why this happens. As we age, our circle of attention shrinks. We crave recognition. We want to be remembered. So we overshare, overcompare, and sometimes overshadow. But being heard doesn't require drowning others out. Yellow circle. What you can do. When someone shares something, ask, "How are you feeling about it?" Share your story only after theirs is received. Practice one-for-one conversations. You talk, you listen, you pause. Your voice matters, but so does your witness. Sparkle's deeper truth. Attention isn't the same as connection. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is make space for someone else's voice. Because when you do, they might finally ask for yours. Ugly habit number 9. You let your world shrink down to 4 walls. Carl is 80. He used to go out every day, even just to the store, the post office, or the park bench. Now, he wakes up, turns on the TV, eats, naps, scrolls, repeats. Days pass. Then weeks. And suddenly, the only world he knows is his living room. He says, "There's nothing out there for me anymore." But the truth? He just stopped looking. Light bulb, why this happens. With age come aches and stiffness, anxiety about safety, shame about appearance, and yes, real fatigue. But over time, comfort becomes a cage. And the smaller your world gets, the smaller your spirit feels. Yellow circle, what you can do. Leave the house once a day, even if it's just to your porch. Sit outside with a cup of tea. Talk to a tree, a bird, the sky. Go somewhere new once a week. Different store, path, bench. You don't need a plane ticket. You need freshness, in air, in movement, in sight. Sparkle's deeper truth. Your environment shapes your mind. And when your world stays the same, you begin to believe nothing can change. but it can. Step out. Let the world remind you, you're still part of it. Cross mark ugly habit number 10. You stop touching or being touched. Helen is 83. Her children visit once a month. No one hugs her anymore. No one holds her hand. She hasn't felt a comforting hand on her shoulder in over a year. And slowly, she stopped reaching out too. Her body aches. But not just from age, from the absence of touch. Light bulb, why this happens. After 60, many people lose their spouse. Avoid physical vulnerability. Feel unseen, undesirable, untouchable, and touch becomes a forgotten language. But biologically, it's essential. Touch reduces cortisol, increases oxytocin, protects against depression and decline. Your skin is not just skin. It's a channel to your nervous system. Yellow circle, what you can do. Ask a grandchild or caregiver. Would you mind holding my hand for a moment? Join a gentle yoga or movement group. Book a professional massage or hand reflexology. Stroke your own arms, chest, face, with kindness. Even self-touch, done with care, tells the body, I'm still loved, I'm still real. Sparkles deeper truth. We don't just crave connection, we crave contact. And to go untouched is to slowly fade. Reach out. Even if the world forgot, touch still remembers. Ugly habit hash 11. You stop letting people love you. Diane is 76. Her daughter brings her groceries. Her neighbor checks in weekly. A church friend offers to take her out for coffee. But Diane says, you don't need to do that. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. And while she thinks she's being strong, she's actually building a wall between herself and the very thing she craves. Love, light bulb, why this happens. When you've been abandoned, disappointed, or overlooked, receiving love starts to feel dangerous. We tell ourselves, I don't want to be a burden. I'm used to being alone. They're just being polite. So we reject kindness and wonder why we feel unloved. Yellow circle, what you can do. When someone offers help, say, thank you. That means a lot. Let them open the jar, drive you, bring you lunch. Say yes, not because you're weak, but because you're human. Practice receiving without apology. People want to love you. Let them. Sparkles deeper truth. There is no prize for doing everything alone. And refusing love doesn't prove your strength. It just robs you of connection. Let others give. Let yourself soften. That's not giving up. That's letting life in. If you saw yourself in any of these 12 habits, you're not bad, you're not broken, you're just tired, maybe hurt, maybe carrying too much for too long. But here's the beauty. You noticed, you named it, and now you can begin to release it. Not all at once, but with grace. One small shift, one deep breath, one kinder morning at a time. Subscribe to Speech Balloon Longevity Talks Herb for more real, honest videos about aging and how to stay soft, strong, and self-aware as you grow older. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment with #aseed and let others know. You're not alone in this, because aging doesn't have to make you invisible. It can make you more beautifully human than ever before.